Here's a look at some of the top stories we're following today.
A 65-year-old woman was bitten by a shark this morning on the Big Island. Kimberly Bishop says she was kayaking off Waikoloa when it happened just before 8:30. She says something hit her from behind, dumping her over. She says the shark quickly let go after biting her thigh above the right knee. She underwent surgery and is recovering tonight. Raymond Sheldon, the man accused of murder over the weekend in Punalu'u, appeared in court today. Sheldon told police he shot the victim, Hansen Apo, in self-defense after he says Apo drove at him with a vehicle. Sheldon is being held on $1 million bail. He's expected back in court on Thursday. And the man who died after evacuating this past weekend's high-rise fire in Mo'iliili has been identified as Roy Mogi. The medical examiner says the 83-year-old died of blunt force trauma to the head after collapsing outside of the Rainbow Place apartment building on Saturday. His death has been ruled an accident. We'll have much more on these stories coming up for you tonight at 6 o'clock. But first, a check of your Pauhana commute now with our Danielle Tucker.
And it's one of those days, Sean and Steph, when what's happening between Halava and Waipio is affecting the traffic in Honolulu. This is Baratania, P.E. Koi trying to get up to the freeway. Very congested. Multiple accidents, multiple stalled vehicles. We're still backed up on the Eva end of the viaduct, backing us up all the way to the Coco Head end before that airport exit. And Wallowa Freeway, it seems looser now, but it's extremely slow going into the Fort Shafter Flats and across Red Hill. To the windward side, east to Oahu, leeward coast, no reports of accidents or stalls. From the City and County of Honolulu's Traffic Management Center, I'm Danielle Tucker. Back to you, Sean and Steph.
Okay, thank you very much, Danielle. Now to sports, where it's the last week of scheduled practices for the UH football team before this weekend's spring game.
Our Kainoa Carlson spoke with head coach Nick Rolovich about the new format for this year's game and joins us now with more. Kainoa.
Yeah, that's right, Sean and Steph. In the past, it's been a little bit more controlled scrimmage type, and so this time it's going to be a full-blown spring game. They're looking to break the mold of years past by putting on a live game for the fans to enjoy.
We're going to go full-on game. We have Team Mauka, head coach Brian Smith with the 1 offense and 2D. We have Team Mackay and Coach Batoon is the head coach with the 1D and the 2-0. Want to put on a good show. Want to show the fans how we play the game, being good teammates, being good representatives of the university.
The new format is one change from last spring, but is it the only? Cole McDonald and Chevin Cordero continue to be at the front of conversation surrounding the team, but Rolovich is impressed by what he's seen by both quarterbacks during the spring.
Cole has had a pretty unbelievable camp, to be honest with you. Chevin could be one of the most electric quarterbacks when you just see his ability in broken plays and his pocket maneuvers. And
the quarterbacks will have a chance to compete against each other Saturday in the spring game. An opportunity that will offer the team and themselves one last time to compete on the field before summer camp.
Well, we're just competing every day, on the field, off the field. It's just getting us better, and just competing with Cole and Justin. It really gets me going.
Guys are flying around. You can feel the intensity out here. You know, it's getting on edge. Saturday is going to be good. You know, it's going to be a good environment, good crowd, and good football. You know, I'm excited personally just to test. You know what we've gone through this whole spring, and you know I know some of the new guys are trying to step up. So it's a good time to make plays in front of a big crowd and kind of see what this whole Hawaii football is about.
Can't wait to see what Hawaii football is about. The spring game starts at 4 p.m. at Ching Field. It is open to the public, and it's a circus theme, so a lot of people wondering what crazy outfit Coach Rolovich is going to roll out in, so we'll have to wait and see. Kainoa Carlson, Hawaii News Now.
Yeah,
Should
Coach
be a good one.
Gets into it, right?
He does. I wonder what he's going to wear this year. Great time for these young Warriors. Well, coming up, what the newest Powerball winner said he did right after winning a huge jackpot. That's next.
You're watching Hawaii News Now, your source for breaking news.
Aloha. You know, this week, Hawaii News Now presents the second edition of our award-winning special report, Prescribing Hope, Trapped on the Streets. Now, through the experience of a woman who was a tragic fixture on Queen Street for decades, it explains how Hawaii's laws deny help for people who are incapable of understanding their own condition and will not consent to treatment. Now, they're in a very real way trapped by the combination of their illness and by their own civil rights. Now, a proposal at the state capitol would make it easier to provide involuntary treatment through a court order. Senate Bill 1124 is supported by virtually every agency and organization that deals with mentally ill homeless on a daily basis. Now, the only opposition is from the American Civil Liberties Union, which says before being eligible for court-ordered treatment, the homeless person must be observed and served by a social worker for 12 months. In other words, these people must suffer for another full year before getting help, even though most of them are already very well known to service providers in the communities they inhabit. Now, the continuing neglect of our mentally ill homeless is a humanitarian tragedy, and right now, this is the best chance of helping them. Having a judge review each case will prevent abuse. So let's not let this important reform slip through the cracks, as we have allowed these people to do so for so long.